Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello, this video will give you a brief summary of the poem Porphyria's Lover, written by Robert Browning. First of all, let's have a brief introduction to the poem. Porphyria's Lover by Robert Browning was first published in 1836. It is a 60-line long poem following the rhyme scheme of ABABB. The poem is a dramatic monologue and examines abnormal psychology. The unnamed speaker narrates the story of how he kills his lover, Porphyria, in order to preserve a perfect moment of love and possess her forever. The poem explores themes of obsession, control, and violence within a romantic relationship. Let us now look at the summary of the poem. On a stormy night, the rain started early, and the wind howled angrily, ripping branches from trees and stirring up waves on the lake. The atmosphere was heavy with sadness, and the speaker felt like his heart might break from the weight of it all. But then, like a ray of light piercing through the darkness, Porphyria entered the cottage. With swift movements, she shut out the cold and made the fire roar to life, filling the room with warmth and light. She took off her wet clothes, revealing her gentle figure, and sat beside the speaker, calling by his name. The speaker felt a surge of happiness as she wrapped her arm around him, her smooth shoulder bare against his cheek. She whispered words of love, confessing her desire to be with him forever. It was a moment of pure joy, but also of confusion. The speaker didn't know what to do with the overwhelming feelings swirling inside him. Suddenly, amidst the happiness, a thought crept into his mind, the thought of someone else, someone pale and distant, who loved Porphyria too. It filled him with jealousy and despair, knowing that she belonged to another, even if only in her thoughts. But then, looking into her eyes, the speaker realized something astonishing. Porphyria loved him. The realization filled him with pride and happiness, and he knew in that moment that she was truly his, pure and good. Yet even as the speaker revelled in the knowledge of her love, a dark impulse seized him. He couldn't bear the thought of her ever leaving him, or her love being tainted by anyone else. And so, in a moment of madness, he made a terrible decision. He took her golden hair, the very symbol of her beauty and innocence, and wound it around her neck, choking the life out of her. It was a horrifying act, but in that moment, he felt no remorse. He believed he was setting her free from the pain and struggles of life. To his surprise, she felt no pain, her blue eyes laughing at him even in death. It was as if she understood, as if she forgave him for what he had done. With trembling hands, he untangled her hair from her neck and kissed her blushing cheek. He propped her lifeless head up, pretending that she was still alive, still happy and content with him. So they sat together in the quiet of the night, her lifeless body beside him, her love still warm in his heart. Despite the darkness of his actions, he couldn't help but feel a sense of peace, knowing that Porphyria was finally his forever. But as the night stretched on, and the first light of dawn began to creep through the windows, the speaker realized the enormity of what he had done. He had taken a life, extinguished a love, all in the name of his own selfish desires. Yet, despite the gravity of his sins, there was no divine judgment, no punishment from above. It was as if God himself remained silent, leaving him to grapple with the consequences of his actions alone.